This is the full-length agenda for Thursday, the 30th of March.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
G'day there, welcome to the Export Beer Garden Studios for the Agenda full-length, powered by Musashi, and it's a pleasure to welcome along to the full-length, not the half-length, is Matt Heath and Manaia Stewart.
Yeah, good morning. It's a real honour and a privilege to be able to go as deep as we want to in these sporting topics, Matt.
Yeah, there was very little penetration yesterday when we did the shorter agenda. The daily agenda.
It's just a quickie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's the quickie, and then there's the full-length romantic one on a Thursday. Every Thursday we go deep. Let's get into it. Right. Look, are we jumping on board the Wawas train?
Well, have you ever seen me wear a Warriors t-shirt before?
Never seen you. No. And between you wearing a Highlanders jersey and a Blues jersey and flip-flopping each week depending on results, I've never seen you in anything else but that.
Should I read too far into the fact that you only picked that up because it was on the end of the clothes rack when you walked in, or are you all aboard the bandwagon?
That's as much as I'm willing to commit after the amount of money I lost last year on the Warriors.
Yeah,
Remember when I decided to put 100 on the nose for the whole season? Just for the win for the Warriors.
No, steer clear of the Warriors, for or against, because they'll beat the team that they shouldn't, they'll lose to the team they should.
That's what I found.
And
then the first week I pulled out because I'd lost so much money, they won.
Yeah,
of course.
We worked out that if you'd put $100 on every team that was playing the Warriors, you would have been up, I think, about $1,800 on the TAB.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a different year. It's a different year.
It's last year.
That
It's totally different.
Well,
totally
what it
different.
is it's our year.
Yeah.
And we're 3 from 4. The ACC has a stellar track record of commentating these games. The Warriors are undefeated this season.
Yep.
When the ACC's Mad Monday coverage is on. So, Matt, you're convinced. Lane, we talked about this a little bit earlier in the week. You're not on the bandwagon yet.
No, I'm not on the train yet because I've been hit by the train too many times the last few years.
You're not ready.
I wandered out past the level crossing, the arms were down, and I got piss bowled a couple of times.
As a man that's stuck with the Wawas through thick and thin, Manaia, what do you feel about? What are your honest, true feelings about bandwagon jumpers like myself?
No, I'm all for
You're
them.
for them? Yeah, you support
get
them?
on board. Yeah,
get on
absolutely.
board.
We
you want
need
sold
it.
out. You want sold out bloody Mount Smarts, don't you?
This is the best start to a season since 2018. That was the last time we also made the playoffs. I went to every home game in 2018, and at a certain point, they'd won so many games that people, like outside fans, all the bandwagoners started showing up. People were in the crowd with signs saying, "Where did all these fans come from?" And then they lose one, and everyone stops coming.
Yeah.
But
I'm out.
That's the way.
If they lose 2 in a row, I'm out.
yeah, absolutely.
They lose the next one, I'm out.
They've got
I'm not even on. What am I talking
not
about?
even on.
The next one's a huge challenge for them because it's the Cronulla Sharks. So they've got last year's Dally M medalist of the year, the MVP of the NRL, the ABC, the T's, C's and BGs.
Yeah.
He is a hot dude. He's a throbber. He's got the wettest hair in the NRL. If we can get past him, would that convince you to get on the bandwagon?
How does he get his hair so wet?
I don't
Is that Brill
understand.
cream? Is it Brill cream? Because
I don't know.
I used to be a Brill creamer. And that's basically just
That was
putting...
more a sort of masturbatorial Brill creamer, though, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
well, it's a doubles.
Yeah,
So that-
doubles.
You can run your hair through run your hands through your hair, then through your downstairs.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's besides the point. It must be a Brill cream look. That's the wet look, isn't it?
I like to think that it's sweat and talent that's keeping his hair so
Yeah.
wet because it's only when he's out on the field that it looks like that. But God, it looks glorious.
Who is he?
Huh? Nico Hines.
Nico
is his name.
Hines.
And so he was, the best player in the league last year. He's been injured to start this season, and he just came back last year and put up the highest fantasy stat score in years. It was like double anyone else's score. So this guy is a one-man wrecking crew. He will tear teams apart. He pretty much put 40 points on, I think, was it the Dragons last week? So this is a massive challenge for the Warriors faithful. And I think if they win this, it's all aboard, I reckon. Choo-choo, full steam ahead. Straight over the top of lane if he's on the crossroads.
Okay, I reckon, look, if we beat Andrew Eddinghausen's team this weekend, I won't get on the train, I'll get on the platform.
Okay,
I'll get on the platform ready to get on the train, but I don't think I'm ready to get
Is this the train to Hogwarts? Is that, what's it, and a half? Where you have to run your
9
L,
and 3/4.
9 and 3/4, run your L through the pillar?
No, it's not as hard as that. There's no barriers to entry for the Warriors bandwagon. You can just hop on whenever you want.
Have you seen that great
Plenty of room.
that Sosh Med video? And I'm sure it's done on purpose, but it's pretty funny. It's, you know how at Paddington Station, is it Paddington or which?
I know the one you're talking about.
It's Euston or Paddington, one of those big stations in London where they have a 9.5 platform sign. And basically it's there as a tourist attraction for people to take a photo of in front of.
Yeah.
And then people are all crowded around taking photos of this 9.5 platform, whatever. And this guy comes screaming through the crowd. in full Hogwarts kit and runs full steam into the brick wall.
That's great.
Knocks himself out,
that's brilliant.
recovers and staggers off.
Well, he hadn't received his letter of invitation to Hogwarts, clearly.
Well, that happened in the second one. Or was it the third one? With the angular.
Someone didn't get
Yeah,
through. You've got to commit, though, don't you?
I think Dobby did a spell to stop him getting through because he's worried about Harry Potter being killed.
That's what it was,
That's right.
Hey, but the commentary's back this Sunday.
Yep.
It's Sunday at 6 o'clock, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sunday.
4 or 6.
Yeah.
Because it's always an Australian
I know,
time.
it's 6
Very
o'clock because
confusing.
we've got the rugby at 3:30 and then we can go straight into the Wawas on Sky Sport 9.
Yep.
So straight after you watch the Super Rugby on Sunday, straight into the Waz. Here is, and Di Henwood, I believe, is back again on commentary with Chris Key. Here's a little taste of what you got when you get Di Henwood on.
Early little kick from Marnie here. He had a lot of luck earlier in the game with a 40-20, but Montoya brings it back and says, see you later, Kyle Flanagan. Boom time.
Kyle Flanagan got absolutely mowed over there by the big man, Marcelo Montoya.
Yeah, and that's even just a small taste. At the end of that commentary, he came out of the commentary booth and we were doing the rugby next door and he was talking like Kevin Campion. He'd lost. He was like,
Yeah.
So yeah, tune into that on Sunday, 6 o'clock. Cricket. How wet and cold was it in Christchurch? Ask this question of you, Matt Heath. Have the Sri Lankans ever been in conditions as cold? Ever?
Gesundheit. You only get one.
Beg your pardon. Yeah, that was horrible.
No, have they? Do you think they've ever been as cold? Because they come from Sri Lanka. It doesn't get that cold. They've been to Australia. They tour Pakistan. Have they ever been to an international cricket ground where it's 6 degrees?
I would say that we do this to them every year when they come over and we try and send them down to Dunedin. And that would be probably the only time they would have been that cold, I would have thought.
Well, I was at Eden Park for the Sri Lankans and I was sitting in the stand and I was hot and sweaty, but boundary riders were wearing like knitwear.
2 cable knits.
Yeah, and that would have been 24 degrees at that point. So 6 degrees is definitely not in their wheelhouse.
It looks so cold down there, and got a video footage of it was basically sleeting, and the groundsman Rupert down there was like, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to snow. It was that cold.
It was snowing in the South Island and other parts.
Yeah, and he was like, there is no way the field is going to dry. There's no way, even if it stops raining, it's so cold that it's impossible.
It's not gonna
so that's why they actually called it at about 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
which is unheard of because usually they've got up until 7 o'clock is the last time they call it. But I think it went, this is so...
Do you know what I feel for in those situations is everyone that's set things up. I mean, it's all very well for us ACC just sort of surfing on the back of it. But the people that build the scaffold and load the trucks,
the ground
staff, everyone's done so much hard freaking work, and then good on, mind you, it is freaking autumn, and we are playing international cricket in autumn in New Zealand.
It's
We've
crazy.
complained for a long time about Super Rugby and league encroaching in on the cricket season.
Yeah.
Tell you what, cricket, you are deep. You are deep, and you're a sport that can't handle any kind of. You've got a very narrow band that you're willing to play in.
Yeah, no inclement weather at all.
Yeah.
Like, so we started the season in October, November.
Yeah.
remember? And we're finishing it in April.
There's a donut in the middle. The hole in the middle
Around
was
Christmas,
where
New
they
Year's.
needed to play,
Yeah.
but they didn't. They left that as a hole.
Well, we had to shoehoorn those English tests in, so that cost us about 2 weeks. They weren't part of the World Test Championship either. So, yeah, it's...
But thank goodness, because that second English test, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Greatest ever. It was
absolutely.
worth it.
So the third ODI is from the Tron, Friday 2 p.m. Spark Sport. Tune into that. Then it got a little bit of a something happening on Sunday, which is the first T20 versus Sri Lanka. The first of 3 T20s being played at Eden Park. So Sunday sessions all round for you Aucklanders. And we're going to make that Sunday session even better because Manaia and myself are going to be at Shapiro's Sports Bar up on there on top of Simon Street from 11 a.m. on Sunday before the T20 game, where you can be the first to wrap your lips around the new Export Ultra. So if you come and see us, we'll hook you up with a friendly free pint.
Oh, yeah,
Even a jug maybe. I'll probably throw a jug at you.
Try your luck.
Lovely.
Yeah, come along. So from
Please.
11 to 1... we can't say preload. You're not allowed to say preload. That's
are you?
irresponsible. No, it's
Tailgate?
just...
Can't say tailgate?
You can say tailgate.
Oh, yeah, we'll tailgate.
We'll tailgate the T20. Shapiro's, 11 a.m. on Sunday. They're opening early especially, and she's a short walk over to Eden Park as well, so do join us. Super Rugby, severed piece. He gone.
He gone for the season.
Yeah, severed piece. He severed his piece, and he's gone for the rest of the season.
Wow, that's gutting because for him, he's a great Super Rugby player, isn't he? He's a great Super Rugby player. Not so much a great Test player, but great Super Rugby player.
I think this is almost, look, obviously awful for him, terrible for the wider Crusaders franchise. But they've got a problem with, in the All Blacks, fitting everyone in. Will Jordan had been playing on the wing just by virtue of the fact that we had fullbacks to put in there, Bowden Barrett, Geordie Barrett. But now it's almost like we need to put Will Jordan when he comes back from his concussion issues.
I was about to say, where is Will Jordan?
I know. Have we forgotten about Will Jordan? Because for a while there, he was looking like the best rugby player in the world.
How worried should we be about that? Like, just be serious.
Hasn't he got some weird? There's some weird sort of long tail on his concussion.
Yes, yeah. So no, I mean we've seen players have this before, but here's the silver lining for me. Look at Leon McDonald. He is coaching. He is a head coach. His nickname was Porridge when he was playing because he suffered so many head knocks that his brains turned to porridge. So there is a pathway back. There's precedent for a player to come back and excel. And Will Jordan was so good. The biggest headache that we had for a while there was how do we get him onto the field? Well, unfortunately, because of a severed piece to the severed piece, it might have opened up that wing position for him.
And tell you what, Will Jordan being on the field is not bad for the female viewership either, is it?
Absolutely,
No, he's a good-looking man.
And male.
Yeah, and male. Yeah,
Come on,
we've got a bit of a Will Jordan looking like in the ACC wider crew, don't we, with the notorious pants man, Joel Harrison.
Joel Harrison,
Harrison's almost a dead ringer.
Yeah.
Almost.
PlayStation 3 version?
Yes,
yeah. Not quite PlayStation 1. But there's still, like, winger-wise, we've got plenty of wingers. We've got the toilet seat. We've got Caleb Clark.
Yep. Princess Mark Talia.
Yeah, we've got Princess Mark Talia. We've got Flying
Does
Anuku.
Caleb Clark know... I don't know, I feel like someone needs to just take him aside and sort of have a little bit of a defensive chat with him. You know,
about just general defense.
Just a bit of defense, maybe where you stand on the field.
What would your chat be on? I mean, if you're a defensive
do you know
coach?
where you're supposed to be, mate? Do you know where you're supposed to be? Because you don't seem... I mean, he played sevens for a while. He's a little bit confused. He'll get there. He's a great player. What I want to talk about in Super Rugby is this new initiative around the Gagushka.
Oh, the Gagoosh. Yeah, well, look, the Gagoosh, obviously, Manaia, we can't use Bumfer.
It's been copyrighted.
It's been copyrighted by Justin Marshall. He's even copyrighted Me Oh My, I Enjoyed That Yes Boy. So we can't say Boomfa. So we're going to have to come up with our own, and Matt Heath and I came up with Gagoosh.
Gagoosh. Like it's a real...
It's a front on.
It's a front on. Like a Kuza is when you tackle someone from behind, but like a real Gagoosh.
A Gagoosh of the week, perhaps.
Yeah. So the problem is, when we came up with it, it was the Force were playing and they didn't manage any kind of Gagoosh at all.
No, the weakness, the Western weakness.
The Western weakness. There was no Gagoosh going on, but it's really fun. I imagine if I ever get to call a Gagoosh, I really want to one day get to call a Gagoosh.
Mm-hmm. You wanted it too much. We were watching that game and you just wanted it too much, the Gagoosh.
Yeah.
It was the Blues.
You need a Sonny Bill Williams, you need a Jerry Collins out there for a true Gagoosh situation.
Because it was Western weakness versus the Blues. Yeah. And the Blues were always going to win, but it was an ugly old match.
You're going to have to wait for a New Zealand derby again, I think, for a Gagoosh.
Yeah. Oh, geez, like a career ender.
Just forget the Gagoosh. Just forget it for a sec and just don't mention it in the game, and then the Gagoosh will come.
But I'll hate myself forever if I'm commentating and there is a Gagoosh.
You've been a bit too
also known as a
Gagoosh.
Gagushka. And I fail to say Gagoosh, or I come up with a Bumfar, or I go. Or the worst thing I do is I just go boom.
Boom, yeah.
And it's
better than Bumfer. We won't get sued for Bumfer.
Boom's half a Bumfer.
I mean, look, we've already had to pay $30 for saying Bumfer about 4 times in this podcast.
Should we just steal the Smashing Bros and just do a Gagooshka of the week?
Yeah,
I think so. A Gagoosh of the week.
Let's get onto it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The text line, by the way, across the weekend, absolutely on fire. We took the in that game for the Western Force. You fellas took the text for the best Star Wars nicknames. I've compiled a list of the best ones.
Oh, okay.
For me, Mark Talia, but we'll shoehorn the clip in here. All right, we're going full ACC influencer. I've even downloaded the old TikTok to put this thing together. But across the weekend, we were taking your texts on 3236. We wanted rugby players as Star Wars characters. Here are the best 5 we got across the weekend. Starting at number 1 and likely to get us cancelled straight off the bat is a bit of Ta Na Binks. Worked better written down than when I read it out loud. Sticking with the prequel trilogy now, and we're going to number 2. It is a bit of Mace No Nu. And at number 3, and probably the cleanest nickname of the lot that we got across the weekend, Zan Solo. And of course, we couldn't leave our man hanging without his sidekick, Wookie Wookatelli. And coming in at number 5, my favourite one across the weekend, it is Princess Marketalea. Get involved this weekend on 3236.
Yeah, I thought we did all right. When I say we, the audience, because we didn't really contribute.
Yeah.
No.
I was Jar Jar Spinks. I thought was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, but he played for the weakness though. He played well actually. Spinks. He's probably their best player.
Not on the team, but RDD2 was pretty good.
RDD2's
Yeah.
tremendous.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. And but the thing with that was such a weak theme because it's not like the Force are a new team to the situation. They've been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
So it just we're new to commentating games that just don't involve New Zealand teams. So the Force are new to the ACC.
Yeah. Speaking of which, all 4 games covered this weekend on Sky Sport 9 and iHeartRadio from one on Friday, couple Saturday, one on Sunday. She's all over the place. Basically, if there's Super Rugby on, stick it on Sky Sport 9 or whack on iHeartRadio. Big day Monday coming up, fellas. Testicular Cancer Awareness Month kicks off in April. And to help kick it off, I agreed to this quite a long time ago with Movember. And I didn't believe it was ever going to happen. But they're leaving the pitch in at Eden Park after the T20 on Sunday. They're leaving it in for another 24 hours. And we're playing the next night against the Movember 11 under lights. Now, for a team that has yet to win a game in 5 years, the fact that we are going to play on Eden Park is, for me, a little insulting.
Yeah.
To not only all the people who played on Eden Park and
the hallowed turf.
The hallowed turf of Eden Park, but
Soiling the hallowed turf.
we're absolutely going to soil it. But we've got some ring-ins, obviously.
Yeah.
It's all to launch Testicular Cancer Awareness Month and the Check Your Pair campaign about. And I don't understand why dudes don't check their balls more, because we obviously play with ourselves quite a lot. And if you say you don't, you're in denial.
If anything, we do more checking for breast cancer than we do for our own.
Yeah, exactly.
We do more inspections around that area than we do on our own.
Absolutely. So it's a Check Your Pair campaign. This is the Battle of the Balls. We're looking to do it every year. The trophy is a sensational couple of gold spray-painted cricket balls.
Brilliant.
But yeah, that's on Monday at 4 o'clock. We've managed to recruit Kieran Reid, which is important.
That's good. I mean, he's got a huge fan of that guy. Love him.
Lot of mana.
Love him.
A lot of mana too.
Happy that he's not on their team.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be opening the batting with Eye Sockets Reid, won't we? And who will we put at the other end? I mean, there can only really be one person that's failed so spectacularly for us in the past.
Jason Hoyt.
Yeah. Last year with the whole
The
whole Donald Duck situation with the pads. And,
Well, it's
every year you can't think he's going to humiliate himself more. So what could he do this year? Run out without facing a ball, I guess, would be something in his wheelhouse.
Worse would be if, and I think this is going to happen, I feel like I'm almost going to jinx it by even saying it into a microphone, but he's going to run Kieran Reid out for the non-strikers end without facing a ball. I can see it happening.
No.
Kieran's given up his time to come here to do this.
Do you know what he's going to do? This is good. This will be it. Jason Hoyt will go out there, and they've got Joey Jovic playing and Martin Guptill playing for the Movember 11, and he's going to cream a drive. First ball, he's going to cream it. It's going to come.
He's too weak.
I know, but he's going to surprise us all and absolutely cream a straight drive. It's going to ricochet off Joey Jovic's hand and run out Kieran Reid at the non-strikers end without facing a ball, and then Jason Hoyt will just give up on his cricket career altogether.
Well, I want to talk about selections and maybe some of the troubles that the ACC have had as a unit, like the least successful sports team currently active in the world, equal, because you can't lose any more than all your games.
Yeah.
Are you you're penchant for selecting horrific cricketers like me? Is that what's holding the team back?
Yeah, potentially. But I mean, in the forefront of what we're trying to do is create quite good content. And viewable content. I mean, I would have dropped Jason Hoyt 4 years ago if it came down to actual talent and performance.
And from an audience perspective, having me bowl and go for late 20s.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's a good spectacle.
Yeah,
it's a spectacle.
None for 28 off one. Those kind of numbers are good. They bring the crowd in.
Yeah. We've been playing Black Clash format cricket for 6 years. Okay,
And for a bit of context, in our net session yesterday, Heath, you actually put a ball in the next net over from the one that we were bowling at. I think a couple of times.
Yeah.
And on either side as well. But I can't talk. I've been dropped for my performances as well.
Yeah.
I famously dropped a catch off Lane's bowling that went over the boundary, subsequently lost us the game.
He dropped the catch and let the ball go over the boundary.
Yeah.
So all we needed to do for
Stop
them
the
to
boundary.
win, they just needed 4 to win, okay?
Yeah.
If the guy slams it out directly to Manaia, I'm like, sweet, it's going to be a wicket. We won the game. Not only does he drop it, but he helps it across the line. We lose the game. This is the heartbreak that we've been through.
Arguably, it wouldn't have made it to the rope had it not hit the palm of my hand and then propelled itself over. So
Were you a reasonably new recruit to the whole situation at that point?
No, I wasn't, unfortunately. I wish Lane was comfortable enough to give me an absolute reaming after the game, and I haven't played since.
Do you know why we got so close that year, where it came down to us losing because of your cock up? Was because an injury. I was harbouring an injury and couldn't play that year.
Well,
as a result, that you wouldn't have been within 24 if I'd been playing.
And James McConey also blew a calf within the first
That helped us.
2 minutes, so he was gone. We were really
was that the year where Dylan Cleaver got us there with a terrible groin injury?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
was.
like,
Heroic.
that's why the squad on Monday is 16 strong.
Yeah.
Okay, we only need 11 because I know that something's going to happen beforehand. Something's going to happen on field. So there's 16. There's going to be a lot of jersey swapping because I've only got 11 jerseys.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of kit swapping going
So
on.
can we have 16 players on the field when we're fielding?
We'll give it a go.
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
We'll definitely give it a
No
go.
one's going to count, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Manaia, on the Bench Warmers
Yeah.
podcast, one of the 7 podcasts you feature on the ACC, you caught up with big Lavar Ball.
Yeah, the big baller brand.
Can you give us a background because of who the
hell he is?
Yeah, who the hell is he?
Hey man, listen, anytime you're dealing with the big baller, you already made it, you're keeping it right and tight with the big baller on Monday. The podcast is out now, you can go and listen to that on the Bench Warmers. He is a father of 3 basketball players, 2 of them in the NBA, all 3 of them injured at the moment, but one of his sons got drafted by the Lakers. And then he vaulted himself, piggybacked off the top of that into stardom. He'd go on all the ESPN first take shows and have a screaming match.
Did he play NBA?
He did not play NBA, no. Allegedly, he played college basketball where I think he averaged like 6 points a game or something. He famously claimed that he would have beaten Michael Jordan one-on-one back in his heyday. We talked to him about that on the podcast as well.
Oh, that's good.
Afterwards, though, so the video is going to be out next week. I highly recommend you go and watch that. We even played a bit of 2-on-2. The big baller didn't want to play with us after the game. He's got nothing to win. Like, if he beats us, he should have. If he loses, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I did hit a couple of hook shots over him while we were just mucking about. He's a real character. Anyone who follows basketball will know who he is. It's a treat to have him
he's
in
just
the
got
country.
great seed.
Yeah, great seed, tremendous seed. He's a tall man. He told us on the podcast that he married his wife because of her height. He wasn't actually too interested in the rest of her.
Smart.
Married her for her length, is what he said.
Yeah.
I wonder if she married him
For his length, yeah.
his length.
We've often talked about this here on the ACC. We need more of those kind of marriages here
we
in
do.
New Zealand. We
Yep.
need, if a elite athlete is looking to marry, the country needs to go, this is actually one of the rare occasions where it is an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
As a country, we can't have, we can't have, well, I guess it happened with Bernice Meni,
Did it?
Well, with Dion Nash.
Dion
That
Nash,
was
and
good.
how their kids coming out.
So
Good,
maybe
good.
we could
They're
take
good.
it. So Stephen Adams,
Yep.
NBA basketball player, monster, great genetics. What if we took him and an Olympian like, say, a Dame Valerie Adams,
Yes.
and bred them together?
They would be fantastic because
Yeah. Not sure-
because their father is one of those gene machines that you're talking about.
Same father.
There might be an issue, that one.
We're between the Stephen Adams and the Dame
Yeah.
Valerie Adams.
Yeah.
That could be
problematic.
problematic. But back to
You
old,
don't have to keep all of them. The good ones you keep.
I'm just going to divert us away from this topic of conversation.
so-
Just back to Lavar quickly. We did talk to him about his 3 sons. We said, is there a plan for him to get all 3 of them on the same team? And he gave us a great bit of insight on that.
Clippers, you got Lakers,
Okay,
Kings.
you figure out which one.
They're going to the Kings.
Why would they go to the Kings? Sacramento.
Kings are going right.
Sacramento. That ain't LA. That ain't LA. That's not LA. That's Sacramento. We ain't down the 5 freeway. We not down there.
Okay, all right.
So what you thinking?
Well, because like
It can't be the Lakers.
it could be the Lakers, but
Why? No. Could it be the Lakers?
well, it seems like you
Look
got
at me. Look at me.
It could be the Lakers.
No.
Lonzo
Look
was
at
already
me.
there.
Look at. See, you got to see a man.
Wow.
And let me ask you this: would you remarry your ex?
True. I wouldn't.
Exactly. If you do something bad to one of my sons,
He hasn't had
you
an
get
ex.
rid of. I'm just saying that as usually
Yeah,
as
okay,
a thing. I don't know too many people who divorce their wife and be like, you know what? Let's get married again.
Go back to it.
Yeah, you're not gonna do that. So if you messed up Lonzo, why would I come with his brother?
True.
I don't do that. So it's only one team left.
Clippers.
I'll let your boy. See, y'all can figure this out,
Is it
man.
an exclusive? A bench room was exclusive as well?
Y'all can say what you want. Shoot, until it happen.
Sweet. So if you want to hear the full length, text bench to 3236 or search bench warmers wherever you get your potties and tune into it. Hey, we've been nominated. Agenda's been nominated as a finalist for the best sports comedy podcast in the world.
In the world.
So, but we need your help actually, because I think it's to a public vote. So I don't know if it's a more popularity contest than anything else. But text agenda vote, one word, to 3236. Follow the link and give us a vote, because it would be quite funny if we podiumed. Even if we podiumed, it would be quite ironic that a bunch of losers talking about animal husbandry from New Zealand could win an award in the Global Best Sports Comedy Podcast.
Yeah, text agenda vote to 3236. Would it freaking kill you, you bunch of selfish helmets, muppets, absolute wounders.
Hey,
Catch more flies with honey, mate.
Hey, that's our audience. You've got to work.
They respond to that.
Oh, do they?
They respond to. That's actually the only way to get them to do anything.
Oh, okay.
They respond to that. You know what I mean? There's different techniques for different listenerships.
Okay.
Ours respond to just
To the stick.
the stick
Rather than the carrot. Okay, well, you've already got your phone on you. We know you're listening to this podcast. You listen to a podcast on a phone, unless you're some psychopath that's listening on your laptop.
Yeah.
Get your bloody phone out. Text
piece of
3236.
Piece of shit.
Agenda vote.
Agenda vote.
One
to
word.
3236.
Absolute pieces of shit.
Standard text cost charge apply. What? I think it's like, that's not our.
How
We
much
don't get that. I think it's like.
Does
20.
anyone pay for text anymore?
It's
Yeah,
20
but also
cents.
they're not paying for the podcast.
Is it 20 cents for a text?
Well, we don't get it though. It's the providers. It's Vodafone and.
What am I doing? Constantly
NOA.
texting my ex-wife with admin problems with my kids if it's costing 20 cents?
No, only if it's like to a short code like
Oh,
3336.
right.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
could
yeah.
you stop texting 3236 with
Yeah,
your punishing
exactly.
children?
Yeah. I can't.
admin
I'm
as
sick
well?
of forwarding on your
Yeah.
text messages to your life partner.
Yeah.
Wide on of the week. What gave you a wide on of this week, Manaia Stewart? Who gave you a bit of thickness, a bit of a travel dog?
Yeah, well, it was a home dog actually this week. It was the Warriors getting up in their first home game of the season, and Di Henwood commentating all over the top of it, all over the face of the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Oh yeah. I'm going to go for the ship, the HMNZS Shipley, getting his fifer in the first ODI. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of him because he made his debut in India and got absolutely carted.
Yeah.
And he bowls like an Ichabod Crane. And that one, he kind of upright and then just kind of flounders in. But it was great to see him get 5 wickets. Great for his confidence. Great to see a stump cartwheel out of the ground, the leg side. So that gave me a little bit of caravan thickness.
Yeah.
That gave me the wide on of the week. Matt Heath, what American sport gave you a wide on?
Well, we're just building up to opening day of the MLB, and so me and my good buddy Cass, we're getting our Dodgers tattoos on opening day.
So
Dodgers versus the D-backs.
where are you getting it? Where are you getting your tattoo? Are you getting it like
He's
College Hill?
Maybe that.
Or is he going to give you a prison?
Tatahi tattoo or something? You know,
Get
Christchurch.
a prison
yeah.
one.
They've got it's up in Auckland now.
Oh, they're franchised.
Yeah, they're franchised out to Auckland.
Not an ad.
Not an ad. That's a good point. Are you listening? Would it fucking pay for someone? Would it kill someone to give it to me for free?
I'll give you one. Like it'll be a prison tattoo, like
That's fine.
with a compass and a ballpoint pen. But
I'd be happy.
okay.
Because there's something slightly humiliating in getting a Dodgers tattoo when you have no affiliation with the city at all. You just happen to have chosen that team. I mean, really, I should get
The Blues.
the Blues tattooed on my tramp stamp, Blues tramp stamp.
You should, and you should get Highlanders as well. Just get all the teams you've just hooked your carriage to.
Yeah.
If you go Blues tramp stamp, where would you put the Highlanders?
Just a little bit below it.
Maybe just on each breast,
Highlanders.
so you can hold them in your bosom.
Yeah.
Landers.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting my Dodgers tat on my on opening day, so I'm excited about that.
Talked about this before, and you're going to get Champions 2023, aren't you, underneath it?
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
On the year where they're least likely to win in the longest time. And
Yeah.
at this point, with how good the Padres are, they'll be lucky to get out of the division.
Why don't you just put 20 under blower, and then you can just fill it in when they win.
You've got about 77 years
Yeah.
for them to
Well,
fulfill it.
Yeah, so
confident are you?
they won in 1988, and then they won in 2020 in the weird asterisk season.
Yeah.
And yeah, it might not. They might not be the 20s. I'm looking forward to supporting a team underdogs that aren't expected to win the World Series. That's the problem with the Dodgers, being a Dodgers fan for the longest time. They've been expected to win the World Series, and they've shat the bed. Especially when I flew over to watch playoff games last year, and there was the terrible drinks. And then there was I was part of the chant that caused the goose curse. I was chanting luck duck when a goose landed in short right field. And the Dodgers fans started yelling "luck duck." That's about 50,000 people. Turned out it was a goose, and that's cursed the team, and they were eliminated by the end of the week. Yeah,
it's on you.
Why Dodgers? Can I ask? Did we discuss this?
I went to a game years ago when I was in Colorado, and it was the Rockies versus the Dodgers, and the Dodgers won, and I just fell in love with baseball that day. And because the Dodgers won, it was the first game I saw, and I was like, "Oh, this is my team."
You didn't go Rockies?
I don't know, because the Rockies lost.
Oh, right, losers.
As they always do to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so it was just, I don't know. Yeah, but you know how you can actually, it's weird if you start liking a team and reading about a team. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very addictive, you know, and so just be careful, because you can end up, and it's not a massively cool team to like, the Dodgers. Although, great fanship, the Dodgers. A lot of tequila involved, a lot of mariachi bands.
A lot of Mexicans. A lot of Mexicans.
Primarily Latino fans, so it's a freaking good time around the stadium, I tell you. But just never go, because it's a massive jinx if I ever travel overseas to see a team play.
So, attendance required this weekend. Once again, there's sport all up your face, all over the walls, all dripping from your chin. It starts on Friday, 2 p.m. with the third one-dayer on Spark Sport. Then the first T20 on Sunday at 1 p.m. on Spark Sport. But, of course, there's also Friday night footy, 7 p.m. on Sky Sport 9, iHeartRadio, Saturday night footy, and then Sunday afternoon footy. All of them are on Sky Sport 9, iHeartRadio, and then the Warriors at 6 p.m. on Sky Sport 9. Plus, we're going to be at Shapiro's from 11 a.m. on Sunday doing some hospitality. Yeah, tailgating. And also, Manaia and myself will be at the Sweatshop Brew Kitchen from 2 p.m. Sunday as well.
Wow,
with some Formula One action.
We're going to have to clone ourselves.
You know what? It's going to be great. We got Red Bull fan zone there, and there's the Red Bull F1 simulator with the F1 car.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is bury a bunch of Export Ultras and just see what it's like after a couple of Ultras, to see what it's like to drive a Formula One car.
Legal drink driving.
But all the tables are booked out for that event, that F1 event. But there is walk-ups. There's about 50 walk-ups available.
Okay. So you'd want to get in early, though, wouldn't you?
If you're stuck for something to do on a Sunday afternoon, and you don't want to watch cricket or rugby league, and you've been watching Drive to Survive and think you're an F1 expert, then come along, Sweatshop Brew Kitchen in Auckland, and join us from 2 p.m. on Sunday.
TAB Good Punt. Good Punt. Good Punt.
Right, each and every week we've got a good punt for you. And Manaia, what good punt do you got us? You're a good punt.
Yeah, I'm a good punt, thank you. Mark Richardson's a good punt. The two debutants for the Black Caps this week were good punts as well.
Yeah.
We talked earlier on the podcast about staying well clear of the Warriors whenever you're betting your money. But we've got a $100 bonus bet from the TAB here, so it's not our money, so I'm going to get right on the Warriors. Warriors 1-12, that's paying $4.50. If they win this is going to be a tight one. They're not going to run away with it.
Yep.
It won't be 13 plus. So $100, we're looking to turn that into $4.50, thanks to our good mates at the TAB.
Ooh, and basically we've got a pot. We're going to give away the pot at the end of the season. So look, there's an interest for you out there. We're not just going to keep it and run away with it. There's a pot to give away.
And also, somebody's going to be listening to this and recoil when I said that I'm going to get on the Warriors to win this weekend. Well, if you think you've got a better bet than that, get in touch with us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're taking good punts. We're taking good punts from everywhere.
Yeah, 3236. Get in touch. DM us on Instagram. Mike Lane's number is 021. No. But yeah, get in touch if you think you've got a better good punt for us.
I'm keen to really get some good multis going as well. Just really get a vested interest in every Super Rugby game and Warriors game and cricket game we cover.
Okay, well, why don't we next week get on a tarantula, which is an 8-leg multi.
Yeah.
That needs to come in. So let's get the tarantula going next week.
Excellent. Cool. Now it's time for
Toppa Plays of the Week. Brought to you by Leader NZ's Lasagna Toppa.
Rightio, getting into it. Number 3, a Toppa Plays of the Week, and that is the HMNZS Jenny Shipley's 5-wicket bag at Eden Park.
Ship happens in again.
Catch that.
Swung. It's high. It's gone down someone's throat. Yes, it is. The Book of Mormon takes the catch. Jenny Shipley has 5. Sri Lanka now 9 runs away from the lowest total here on New Zealand soil. They're 62 for 9.
Here we go.
She's looking great, isn't she, Jenny Shipley?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, when
She's
she was the
looking-
Prime Minister before Helen Clark, wasn't she?
Yeah.
After Jim Bolger, she took over, I think. Jenny
Yeah,
Shipley,
stabbed
but-
Jim Bolger in the back.
Yeah, gave him a
took
Bolger.
over,
Still bowling.
and lost to Helen Clark. And then I guess she leaned into cricket after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was always a bit of niggle between her and Helen Clark because Helen Clark would say you were never voted in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not our first female
yeah,
Prime Minister.
Correct. Yeah, there was some
Bit of niggle there.
real nasty stuff going on there. But great to see the ships. And did you see the Book of Mormon? Glenn Phillips. I didn't know he was a Mormon.
Is he a Mormon?
Yeah, he's a Mormon. Is
Oh,
he?
the Mormons are the best of
Yeah,
us.
we named a Mormon 11 actually, and
Ah.
unbelievably, it had like people like Polly Gillespie at number 5 and all sorts. But it took us a good 50 overs to put together the Mormon 11. It was
Yeah.
interesting. We kind of had to stray outside of the sports world, obviously.
So, of course, he ran for Prime Minister.
Ron Burgundy.
No, Romney.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney, did he make
Never
it?
heard of him.
No, I didn't. He didn't actually.
Did Mitt Romney not make the team?
Nah, he didn't. Too old.
Too old to make the bloody Mormon 11.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so number 2 on the Toppa Plays of the Week. I know we played this earlier in the week, and we also played it on Hauraki Breakfast with Matt and Jerry. But we can't leave this. And I don't think we're the only media who's picked this up, and that is Mark Richardson's foul-mouthed rant about 2 young players.
Disgusting.
It's not really handing over the guard, is it? It's 2 of the young guns. Special moment, though. All right. 153 for 5.
See, look, why has no one else picked this up?
Well, it's just too disgusting to even talk about. I think that's why, because he's gone to call them 2. What I can only assume he meant was 2 young guns.
Wow, that's not what he said.
You can't mix up G's and your C's,
No,
can you?
it's like Ian Smith summoning up RedTube, that audio that we were talking about the other day. When he said it, there's great visual of Zoe Hobbs up on RedTube. The only reason he was able to summon up RedTube from the depths of his imagination was because he's looking at RedTube.
Yeah.
So, Rigger Richardson, he obviously, this is in his vernacular. This is how he talks. I find it disgusting, quite frankly. And I think from a sports broadcaster, you can expect better than that.
Yeah. From as a group of professional sports broadcasters as we are, we hold the whole profession to a certain standard.
Yeah.
There's certain rules.
Yeah.
And we would never slip downstairs in our coverage, and we expect the mainstream broadcasters to at least operate in arguably a higher standard than we do.
Yeah, uphold the standards of New Zealand sports broadcasting.
Are we the only ones holding these people to account?
Yeah.
Are we the only people here?
It's sickening. Mark
That's
Richardson
disgusting.
do better count.
Absolutely. Number 1 on the Toppa Plays of the Week. And this is a parody of a parody.
Yes.
Manaia.
So there was a super fan of the Bulldogs. This thing has been blasted everywhere on social media, but it's just too good to let go. But a super fan of the Bulldogs, he put together a remix of Do You Think You're Better Off Alone that you would have chewed your face off to in the early 2000s. Di Henwood's seen that. He's like, the Warriors need one of these, and he has put together one of the greatest supporter songs of all time.
The Warriors have a new coach. His name is Andrew Webster. He is really cool. He bought new signings like Dylan Walker and Townsend Klokstad. Is back cause we have the Carsey Club, yeah. We've got Adam Pompey and Tohu Harris and Bunky up for running ball fast. We are the Warriors and we rock.
So he's copped a bit of grief, people saying that's shit.
Yeah.
Who said that?
But it's
a
a
parody
parody
of
of
a
a
parody.
parody. You've got to watch the original to actually find that one even more funny than what it is.
The
It's
context.
Like, absolutely.
It's Inception.
It is Inception.
It's up on the ACC's Instagram at the moment, so go and check it out.
So that's the full-length agenda for this week. Thanks for joining us.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.